Vitality, as it stands, Epsilon find themselves 1-0 up here in the best of 3.
And
Vitality
so Harbor right here, map number 2, Vitality versus Epsilon. And now taking a look at these opening strats, and we're not going to see such a heavy aggression up top on Harbor, but we will see 2 players from each team kind of play for this winch area. And so far, Hydron has pushed members of Vitality back, and it looks like Epsilon will control this midpoint of the map.
As you said.
And it also, Benson, it looks like they sent 2 people down low to actually fight for that neutral hill. And, you know, one of the strats that we saw where teams actually focus more heavily up top and sending 4 members up top to fight for that midway point, because they say, hey, we kind of get control over that winch, get control over that curve, then we can actually watch the neutral hill from that point, and so we don't have to send so many people down low. And so now we're actually going to see 5 push around here on the flank, and he's going to cap on his hill. This is a domination possibly coming in 4 seconds away. He will have help from his teammates. And can Epsilon actually hold off this push? And yes, they will.
Vitality, though, showing themselves a little bit more aggressive this time, as opposed to we've seen them, especially in map number 1, play rather passive when the trip cap opportunity did come through. However, this time they did try and pounce on the opportunity. Of course, Epsilon going to be our blue squad, Vitality our red squad in map number 2. And we're going to be on board with Phelpsies now. He tries to make that aggressive push here over towards B. Has the support of a teammate there as well in the form of Ash. He should be able to at least cap this, if not at least keep it neutral. But, well, there you go. Epsilon controlling B and C, a 2-1 hill advantage in their favor.
You know, at this point, if I'm Vitality, I say, hey, regroup, and let's put all our marbles up top and fight for this up top control so we can have this elevation and work on the B hill. I would just be playing for both home hills right now and eventually come back and take over B after you win that fight. I wouldn't even focus on B at this point, especially if you don't have control over up top.
Very true. Very true. So we'll see how this one is going to develop. It's still Epsilon with B and C in their control. Craze, though, looking to potentially try and cause some problems up top. Was able to find one back there, looking for his teammate to potentially res him, but teammate just kind of dipped through the smoke, finally backtracks, manages to connect with that revive. But Craze now trying to push over towards that home hill. Of course, a couple of players will be off spawn, 10-second respawns here as we are in round number 1, but Craze still trying to apply that pressure. That would have been the trip cap if they were able to cap it, but more than happy to just back away here and potentially play for points.
And Epsilon, this is a good move for these guys to actually play for points here. And the reason why I say that is because they're getting that significant lead here, slowly but surely, and their Vitality is understanding that, hey, you know what? We actually got to fight these guys up top where the E hill is usually located, because we can't take control over B if they still control this area of the map. But Vitality is losing this fight 1 by 1, so they need to find an alternate route up here, or just kind of wait for their whole team to respawn and make a defining push, play some good smokes. But on this round, it's going to be a little bit too late, because Epsilon realizes the point advantage. They're just going to drop back and turn on their home hill.
Yeah, back there did go for the overextension. Can they try and get someone over towards B, though, to stop? They have around about 2 seconds to do it. They're not going to be able to. And just like that, Epsilon will win round number 1. As, of course, they're 1-0 up in the series right now, Guy. Potentially looking at a 2-0 clean sweep here in the European 2K Grand Final. And we kind of heard last show mention there's a big rivalry between these two teams. Both saying they're significantly better. Epsilon, numerically, at least on fight nights, will have the advantage pretty heavily.
No, they definitely will here. And gonna take a look at this first weapon placement here, and we're just gonna have some hammerbirds being placed here on the B hill to, you know, just to finish a little bit more. But I would like to see...
Craze has 8 kills. what a freak of nature. 8 kills in 1 round. He's just running around slaying everything.
He was going off there. He took that role from Hydron and topped for his first kills in round 1.
That shouldn't be possible. You shouldn't be able to get 8 kills in 1 round. That's like Super Saiyan mode. I feel like he's like evolving. He's like a Pokemon.
You know, what kind of Pokemon, though, Benson?
I don't know. What's your favorite kind of Pokemon?
Can we say Charizard?
Oh, you like Charizard? Okay.
You know, yeah, Charizard has a special place in my heart, you know?
He does?
Yeah, 6 years old. That was my starter, man. That was my starter right there,
well,
boy.
Unfortunately, your starter did just fall in the early parts of this round, as Craze does drop. Meanwhile, Sam, is he going to be able to try and defend up top? He will. It was teammate in support, I believe it was Gel, so Sam cleans up the kill on D2. Now looking to try and push out of this hill and apply the pressure back on Vitality, but it just seems Epsilon, whenever they're numerically at a disadvantage, they're able to play so passively. They kind of absorb the pressure very, very well, and then they regain, they push out as a team, and they win those early gunfights, and that's how they kind of flicked the switch last round.
They do, and this is going to be a big fight here, and Fi is going to go down. He's going to lose this advantage here for his teammate, but actually his teammate is there, may be able to help him, and that's going to be D2 going to be controlling this part of the map for his teammate. And this is that sight line. This is what they're fighting for in the beginning of the map, because if you can get this position, you can fully lock down that B hill to help your one teammate that's down there. So you're preventing the enemy team from getting it for free, so to speak.
Yep.
And so whoever controls that early on usually kind of gets that advantage.
Oh,
Wow.
Oh no!
Craze just turns on him like that.
Oh, crazed. Oh, I feel sorry. I really do. Can we send him like a gift basket, because he just got like destroyed right there.
You can send him a fruit basket. You know what? Just send him a fruit cake.
Just
you know,
fruit cake. One lone fruit cake.
Nah, yeah, because nobody ever eats those. You know, like it's like the ultimate disrespect. Just a block of fruit and dough, and you know what? Like you could at least send me something I was going to eat. You know, but nope.
Dear. Oh, I can't believe that just happened. Epsilon once again in control here in round number 2. A hill is theirs. They will lose B though. Sorkos was able to finally put a stop to the B control. Epsilon has had in the majority of this second round. C as well has gone over to Vitality, so 2-1 advantage in there, and then they look to try and chip away at the lead. It isn't massive. If it stayed like this, obviously Vitality would win the round, but something tells me Epsilon just going to be a little patient here, make sure they have a good setup, and then they're going to go for that push, potentially up towards that C hill, something we've seen them do time and time again, but no, it's going to be B that they're favoring here, as they actually get full control over that, and that's something Vitality can't allow. You can't allow Epsilon to just kind of walk on there and just seamlessly cap it.
You know, somehow Baghdad was caught slipping there, but to save the day, we're actually going to have Zorks pick up a double kill and save his teammate. Yeah, he's going to be pushing for the enemies. Yeah, this is a smart play here. 4 members down. Win this 1v1. Oh, you already got a teammate there to help you out.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's absolutely beautiful. I don't think Phelps is going to be able. He didn't even get to the top of the stairs. Joe was like, nope, not today. As nicely played from Vitality in round number 2. They will level it up all at 1 round apiece here in map number 2. And of course, it is Vitality. Find themselves 1-0 down in the final, though. So look for them to try and fight back. Crazed already at double-digit kills in just 2 rounds.
So I'm real interested to see what is his weapon placement is going to be. We've seen teams send 2 people towards the dock area where that B hill is, and we've seen them send 3 up top towards the winch and the stern to fight for that control. And so I want to see these guys group up more. I want to see these guys get a full control over up top and control this whole map here. But the question is, you know, will we see that? We're about to find out here at the open and push when we take a look at the overhead map. And you know what? So now, okay, as I said before, they split and they went 2 down low. So now they actually place the nades here. So it makes this a good setup to start because you actually have something else to fight for with these nades. So I'm fine with that placement. I think that's a good placement because if that's how you're going to open up the rounds, at least, you know, have something more to fight for.
Absolutely. Is that Crazed already to continue on his double-digit kill rampage, looking for more. Maeve was overcommitted a little bit there, though, as Fire is able to clean up.
And that's why you revive your teammates.
Immediately push over towards C. This could be a trip cap for Vitality. Of course, we're at 14-second respawns. There's probably going to be 1, maybe 2 players max that can get around this corner in time. In actual fact, there's going to be no one. Vitality, nicely played for the first time so far in this entire series. They will take the lead.
If he didn't revive his teammate there in that fight, they don't win that round because he revived him and his teammate was able to finish off the fight and go in there for that 3 cap. Okay, folks, revive. Press X before you shoot. Wise words from Bobby Rice. All right.
Press X
before you shoot. Yeah, you can be in a gunfight with somebody, your teammate right next to you, or some people will opt to, like, you know what? Do we want to? Let me just win the gunfight. I can do this. I can be that guy.
I got this. I
can be that guy. I can clutch up here, come out with 3, revive your teammate.
They hear the dubstep in the back of their mind. They're like, I'm putting this in a montage. They try and go crazy, and then they end up dying, and then they get trip capped.
And then you get then you have your teammate looking at you across the aisle, across everybody, just leaning forward, like, really? Okay, we do that. All right, now. Thought this was a team game. That chunk over cover, though.
D2 on your screens. As Vitality, once again, looking to control that B hill early on, rather than have sent numbers over towards A already. So Epsilon feeling the pressure here, and a couple of cracks starting to appear.
Yeah, this is where you play for the home hill right here. This is going to be perfect. And then you turn around, and the way he supports his teammate. If he wins this fight, though, he got a good shot in there.
There's 2.
Can he get the me shield?
Oh, he gets it, but no. Unfortunately, he does fall. He was able to shut down Sam, but it was Crazed. Of course it was Crazed. Trying to go clutch. Baltok in hand. And Epsilon now looking for a trip cap. They're going to secure A and B. C, though, should be taken by Vitality. The players off spawn should very simply be able to cap that Hydron, as well as giving them a little bit of respect. Backed away. Doesn't want to go for the hero 1 versus 3. can just now absorb a little pressure, maybe play for those kills, get a wave of kills, and then go for that trip cap. Of course, respawn delay 16 in this round, 16 seconds that is, as Hydra did check out back then. Now, do we see Epsilon push here, or are they maybe too afraid of that B hill?
You know what? I think Epsilon, they're very, very patient. Nobody's on their team is in a position to push. They don't have numbers stacked anywhere. They're undermanned up top, defending the top half of the map. That is Winchester, and we're going to see Vitality actually make a push up there because they understand that they're undermanned at the top of the map, and they want this map control. And it's also, they already have control over the hill down low, so there's no reason for them to push there. And Vitality is going to push up here. They're going to just slowly start to clean up these kills. They're going to have help for one another. And Vitality will get control over this top half, and they're actually going to get control over the neutral hill as well.
I feel like that was a little too easy for them.
It was.
They just kind of walked up and was like, oh, there's only one guy here, we're going to kill you. Your other teammate ran away, okay, we're going to clean you up as well.
Like you just really have to be stacked up there. If you're gonna make a setup, a 2-hill setup on this map, you want 4 people up there. It's just as simple as that. You want 4 people on that top half of the map to really get sights on everywhere, control it. You know that's where the enemy team is gonna play for. And also, worst case scenario, they push down low to take over B. You just take their home hill, right, and still control 2 and force them to rotate back. And if anybody goes towards your spawn, this is one of the bigger maps here. That player is just pretty much out of position.
And now you're actually seeing Epsilon do just that. 3 players from top mid decide to wrap back over towards C, but T2 with a double kill. The nade, Sam and Felpsy both go down. So C will stay under the control of Vitality as they slowly but surely chip away at that Epsilon lead, 160 to 145. And all Vitality need here is to hold on to those 2 hills. They can't afford to lose B though, and there's a player trying to cap it from Epsilon. You see the red arrows converging on its point.
D2 needs to just support your teammates right now. Just look over, fire down, help them out, and they will get control over this hill. They can win off a 2-cap, but players like Baghdad cannot be out of position that far up.
He's pushed up pretty far, looking for players off spawn, overextending towards B. Of course, as it stands, they just need to play their life. Every kill here now is going to be crucial for them if they want to try and come back. It's an 8-second differential.
This is bad for them.
But Hydron has snuck through. I can't believe he's managed to get through. Now if he's able to win this, this is going to be massive for Epsilon as they try and keep the lead. Craze with 2, Craze with 3. It's the Craze show, ladies and gentlemen.
What a meltdown.
In this round. And they had it. They had it, guy. It was all there. It was theirs to lose, and they lost it.
You know, it was Baghdad and somebody else defending that B hill. Just such bad positioning by those 2. And so we called out that he was out of position. He was too far pushed forward. But then what he actually said, you know, I need to drop back. You can't drop back that far. You know, you have to at least try to take cover in the hill, meet them at that halfway point, and don't let them come in there and take cover and break the hill for free. Then you have to try to push back into their setup, you know. Control the situation, build the fort, you know. Don't get cocky and say, hey, you know what, I'm gonna let you come in here, then I'm gonna come in here and clutch, because you ain't gonna clutch all the time.
You gotta put yourself in a statistical advantage, essentially. What kind of gunfights are you gonna win more times than others?
Yeah, let them play your fight. Don't play theirs.
Exactly that. Exactly that. And Crazed, well, he's gonna play any fight, it seems, at this point. 16 kills already, going into round number 5. Oh my lord, he's enjoying himself, I think it's fair to say, here in map 2. But as we said, it is 2 rounds apiece. It seemed as if weapon placement last round was a block at the B hill. But we're going to be on board with Craze early on as he makes a push over towards to help his teammates control top mid. He has been chunked though, so just waiting for his health to regen. You can see him now go straight through as Hydro able to shut down fire, looking for more. But early on, it's Epsilon that get control.
And so one stretch, so like I said, we see teams play differently, you know. We saw the Canadian meta was to send 4 up top and force the fight up there every time. And if they didn't come, they placed a sniper up top. And if you still didn't come, they just controlled the map. You know, they just controlled the map at that point. Play for your home hill, you know, especially with a sniper up top or in-bar. It's so many sight lines. You can control everything on Harbor, and it was a good strategy. Now we're starting to see the European meta, which both teams have been doing. They've been sending 2 down low, 1 to watch the B hill, 1 to watch that nade area, and they've been spreading out 3 up top, just, you know, kind of covering the whole map. But you know, it's really no defining moments right here. You know, it's always somebody kind of in a safe position. You know, you're not really getting no early on dominations here. But I just me personally, I don't pretty much like that approach.
I feel like you can take advantage of small mistakes. Like if you're Epsilon or Vitality at this point, you flood 4 up top, you're gonna have that advantage. It's almost like it's a game of chess, right?
Yeah.
It's a chess game. Who's gonna be the first one to do it? But whoever is the first one to do it is probably gonna win that round and kind of force the opposition to adapt to that. Because as you mentioned, you know, on this map specifically, if you can control A and C, you force that B hill to be broken. And it's so simple to take. And Epsilon,
we're gonna see the domination. And one of the main reasons I say that, Benson, because I'd rather win off of a team fight rather than trying to trust 2 or 3 of my players to win individual 1v1s for us to possibly come out in a defining setup and a victory for the round. And so that's what we're seeing right now. We're gonna see 2 or 3 key players. They all have to win 1v1s for their team in order for a team to get a statistical advantage there, rather than just saying, hey, let's just win a team fight, let's work together, and then we can get control over the map.
Do we see Vitality drop potentially the sniper rifle up top and then maybe go for a 4-man flood? It could work. I mean, they're thinking about it. They hovered it for a while before deciding to change, but doesn't look like we're going to see anything too drastic on Stone.
Nah, just a little, maybe just insane placements up top, and you got to appreciate what Vitality did. They used the whole 30 seconds right there to come up with a strategy around these incense to get control over this next round. So the question is, we're going to see if it actually works out when we take a look at this overhead map to see, you know, what are they going to do differently with that placement of the incense.
Do you really think that's going to break up the setup, though? Like, have Vitality done enough there to break what Epsilon is doing?
It's not enough to draw more players over. Like, did he down his own teammate accidentally? Actually coming out of spawn there. Somehow, that's going to actually slow Epsilon down a little bit. And you see these players like, hold up, we're out of position. They're scurrying. They're just trying to back up. That's going to give Vitality control over the winch portion of this map. But Ensigns are coming out, and the Ensigns are not able to connect. Somehow, Epsilon was still able to get the Ensigns,
They got everything. They got Ensigns, they got frag grenades. They're out of position, like you said. And,
well, how?
And you get a double kill from that. D2 and Phi go down. This is basically Epsilon's round to lose here. As Baghdad is tracked all the way back towards his home hill. He recognizes the push is going to come through. At this point, 20-second respawn delay. You know, Baghdad has a lot of time. He needs to try and buy his teammates here.
He needs to start to fight the second guy in the back.
Oh, he's
going to get help from his teammate.
He is there. It's 2 versus 2. But Baghdad's so weak, just backs away. And Sam is going to shut down Gel. This domination potentially comes through. Baghdad, he's going to get
They need to get in here now. Domination, 2 seconds right here.
Oh,
no time to play around, and he's going to block this hill. But these 2 kills will get picked up, and domination will come in, and it will be another 4-2 lead after the half. And so we saw one of their teammates get down coming out of spawn, somehow, some way, accidentally, slowed the members down low. So when it slowed them up, it actually gave the B heal towards Vitality. But we saw nades and Ensigns get Epsilon was still able to get control over those, and that essentially won them around. Even though Vitality was able to get the double cap, they didn't have what they needed to actually hold that setup.
Especially 20-second respawn, like... Yeah, Epsilon played it smart. It's like, hey, you play for the hills, we'll play for what's on the map, and we'll kill you, and we'll take advantage of the map.
So that's one of the main things I was saying. The 1v1s, you're leaving it down to a 1v1 to control the dynamic of this map, and that was a 1v1 for Ensigns that lost them the round.
As now, of course, half time. We go back to a 10-second respawn delay, and all weapons have been removed. And of course, our DE and FL are back. The map has flipped. Essentially, E Hill will be up top. That's going to be the mid-neutral one. As Craze looking to try and cause some problems up top here, which has the support of several teammates. Ash is going to win his 1v1. That's against D2. Phelps, he's going to shut down Gel, and the numerical advantage, of course, in Epsilon's favor, allows them to take the E-Hill and immediate pressure down over to D.
You know, I personally believe that when it comes down to a map like Harbor, you should play that it's always the second half of the game. You should always play for up top. Always play as if that E-Hill is up there. And, you know, especially early on in the beginning rounds, you will still win some rounds, and by the time you get to halftime, you'll have full control, and you'll have 6 rounds under your belt. You'll know exactly what you need to do. You guys will be comfortable, know how the enemy team plays, and know how to rotate.
Craze just picking up kill after kill. Finally, he falls just one shy of 20 bomb so far as Phi tries to push in himself. That's going to be one for him, but he's so tagged up. Surely he goes down, looks to try and get a good chunk over towards the Epsilon player pushing through, but it's Phelpsy. Phelpsy, no slacker himself, will defend that E-Hill for the Epsilon squad, and already a 20-point lead has developed. Vitality really fighting on the back foot, it seems.
You know, we're starting to see these players group up here. They're waiting for the last minute respawn. Vitality is going to make a 4-man push up here for this E-Hill. The question is, how effective are they going to be? And actually, they opt to play for home heal. So a little fake action going on here, and they're going to push down. Epsilon is going to be reacting to them as well. They're going to be sending 2 members down here to fight for this team fight. It is going to be a 4v3 fight here. Epsilon will be down a man, but the question is, will they come out on top? And they're going to lose 2 players here. Actually, D2 needs to be patient, stay with his teammates, cap up here, and not overextend. And that's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to use those Lancers, back it up a little bit, cap this heal. So essentially a good push here for Vitality, get control over this 2-cap, but now they have to defend the second wave here by Epsilon.
Not really too sure what the game plan was there from Sam. Just kind of, or just push through. When they're off spawn, he will be able to find GL in his sights. You look at the score, 157 to 126 in favor of Epsilon. E-Hill, though, will be going over to Vitality. It's 30 points, as D and E should be enough here for Vitality, but they've gone ahead and they've lost D, which means now you can expect to see some extensions over toward the E-Hill from Epsilon, just trying to apply the pressure back up top, but Baghdad doing a good job trying to defend it. He will finally fall. It's Ash up there with Craze, trying to do just crazy things. It seems he finds 2. E-Hill back under their control, and realistically now this round is Epsilon's to throw away.
You know what? I don't see how Vitality actually lost. They made a fantastic push there to get the F heal. They won their fight. They had 3 players alive, but they couldn't defend that second push there by Epsilon. And you know what? They did have left-hand advantage, but still, you know, these guys got to run out into the open to break that hill.
No way.
Looks like.
Have they flipped it? Have they just gone ahead and done it? Their E-Hill's capped?
Oh, wow.
I can't believe it.
Oh, wow.
That's why I love this game mode. You blink and you miss it. Epsilon. That was a drastic, that was a meltdown of communication, a meltdown of gun skill. I don't know what just happened. Did someone's Xbox turn off?
You know, Vitality shut us up real quick, because as we wrote them off that round, Epsilon kind of just choked out there, and they lost the gunfights.
Break that round down. Was that just gunfights? Was it just 1v1s?
It was those individual 1v1s that it was as if they played the lottery and somehow all their members won their individual fights and say, oh hey, we can get this domination going on here. Okay, let's get it. You know.
Don't mind if I do. Shout out to D2 from Vitality.
That's why you can't get laxed on this game mode. You just cannot get laxed. You cannot just say, okay, you know, we got a good lead. Let's just go out here and play our 1v1s. You have a lapse in your composure, you lose rounds like those.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we literally just
you don't win MLG Columbus losing rounds like those.
That's for sure. It's Craze now on your screen from Epsilon. As it stands, they do still have the lead though in map number 2, 4-3, and they do have the 1-0 advantage here in the best of 3 grand final of the European 2K. Craze doing damage up top. Phelpsy as well. He's able to shut down 5. So D&E under the control of Epsilon. But numerically, you know, when you kind of look at the map, it seems as if Vitality could put some pressure up top. D2, I believe he's going to just try and push through over towards the dock side. Meanwhile, you see there's 2 blue arrows over at E. They're looking to absorb any pressure at all that Epsilon throw at them. D2 being very, very patient though indeed. He now actually maybe
That's a good smoke.
Make a push here with Fi here. This could be the moment.
Good smoke to help your teammate get in there. And Fi should actually just opt to go up top here. He's going to get revived by his teammate. They're going to try to fight across, but they're going to have actually Jails push up top, be able to pick up a kill. This is going to be a 3v3 fight that Phelpsy is able to pick up a double kill, pick up the 4th kill as well. And all members will go down. Vitality will lose that team fight. And now Epsilon needs to understand, like, hey, this is where we actually play for the domination.
We should be pushing Phil.
But they're going to opt to just, you know, be calm here. You know, they realized that that hill was a long ways away. They're just going to opt to set up, and, you know, I'm not going to knock them for that.
The team fight lasted a while as well.
Yeah.
It was as if they got 4 down instantly and they had a clean 12 seconds.
This is an early round, 12 seconds.
It was about, what, 6 seconds essentially after they were able to clean up the last player. Maybe even less than that, probably around about 4 to be honest. Sam will go down there. Will we see that maybe cost them a little bit? D-Hill is actually under contention as it stands. Ash is going to fall. And Vitality, just like that, looking to bounce back. DNF under their control. Can they try and fight over E? The kill feed is all theirs. Baghdad with a big 2. That's Crazy and Ash to go down. Can they collapse now on the E-Hill? As well as that, they need to make sure they do not give D back to Epsilon, and that's something you can see them kind of thinking about. Baghdad with a 1v1 up top. Is he going to be able to win it? Yes, he is. He knows more pressure is going to be coming. D has been taken away from them, but they have chipped away at that lead pretty drastically. ENF under their control, but I think they recognize here they need to put more pressure back on that D hill. At least a neutral here if they want to win this round.
Now we're going to see Vitality set up and hold this 2-cap, and they can't win the game off the 2-cap. So if we take a look at the overhead map, and
Are
try
you
to see
sure?
the players.
This is going to be close.
It's going to be a 4-man push for control over this E-Hill. It's going to all come down to this. We're going to need Vitality to actually back it up, get some Lancers out here and hit some shots. And we're going to have Ash pick up a kill here on 5. And we're going to see the members of Vitality get aggressive for some reason. They're going to actually push down that hill and die all up to Zorks here to try to secure this lead for his team. But Vitality opted to make the heads-up play and push for the enemy's home hill, but it will just not be enough here as Epsilon only needs 1 hill to come out on top with this win.
And they will secure the round. Nicely done from them, just kind of regaining a little bit composure.
You know, I think that was, I'm not sure if that was Baghdad or not, but we saw the member of Vitality defending the E-Hill, and he chose to push down a ramp and leave his right-hand advantage and engage in that fight.
Zorkos, I think.
Yeah, Zorks. Yeah, so, you know, he pushed. I don't know why he pushed out. You know, he had the cover advantage. He had the position. He had his teammate right behind him. You know, they needed to die on that hill.
Absolutely. And Epsilon will take the advantage back. We'll see heading into this round. 5 rounds to 3 is the score in favor of Epsilon. As I believe someone may have actually just timed out of the game here at a 5-3 advantage to Epsilon. The game may actually be paused.
Yeah, we're gonna have a player actually lag out there on Epsilon.
I'm not gonna cap anything. I'm gonna head back to. In fact, 2 players have left from Epsilon, so we'll wait and see. We'll get that resolved as quickly as we can. But we can kind of talk about the last couple of rounds, because really, for the first half, we didn't see too many mistakes. When you get to the second half, the very first round of the second half, it seemed as if it was all Epsilon. Right? And then a big mistake comes through, and Vitality is able to take it. Then, you know, that last round that we just saw, Epsilon able to kind of bounce back there. But still, you kind of feel like these rounds, the team that has control for the majority is losing. That's at least how it looks. It's a very strange one. And again, just to reiterate your point, is that down to kind of going for 3 1v1s as opposed to a big team fight? Is that what's going on here?
No, it definitely is. And so what we seen there, we actually saw Epsilon. We actually saw Epsilon, you know, control up here and get this guy back in. And so Epsilon, you know, right there in that last fight, these guys made a defining 4-man push.
Yep.
A defining 4-man push. We saw it. Vitality, they could have came out with that round, but that Epsilon, they grouped up and they couldn't hold off. That's why I say you need majority of your resources up there controlling the top half of the map.
It seems so important, right? You mentioned at the very beginning of the Canadian meta, almost, is just, hey, we're only going up top. Like, we'll send one guy, you do what you want to do, but we're going to have a 4v4 up top every single round. Is that, in your eyes, the more favorable way of playing this map?
I definitely think it is. And you know, after seeing how Philly Space plays this weekend, you know, when I see strats, I always think of just different ways that I can break them, different weapon placements that I can make. But if you play as if it's the second half at all times up there, you control that top half of the map and actually place weapons up there, you know, snipe, M-bar for you to have actually make some long-range kills. You control everything because you think about the opposing team's home hill. It's open. It's out and open. You know, you can see it from controlling that top half of the map. You can see the bottom hills from controlling that top half of the map. And you force players to have to come uphill to try to fight you, and you hold that elevation advantage there. So that's why I think it's just that important where you have to play for it at all times there.
As it stands, Epsilon find themselves 1-0 up here in the best of 3 grand final of the European 2K. They're also 5-3 up in rounds in map number 2. But talking a little bit about what's to come later on in the show, we have an all-female show match coming up. That's going to be an interesting one. North America versus Latin America with that. This should be pretty exciting. And then, of course, Optic Gaming versus E6 in the North American 2K final. But I want to kind of talk a little bit about the female show match once again. Obviously, your former teammate. Is this the same teammate that you were quoted as you were blow drying her hair before you went to play? Is that the same teammate?
No, it definitely is the same team.
Okay.
Definitely is the same team.
I just want to make sure.
And you know what? Actually being able to team with a female, you know, it was, like I said, the first time, and I'm not gonna lie, you know, I was that guy. It was like, you know what? I don't want to play with no girls. For whatever reason, I can even give you a good reason. You didn't be honest with you. She could drop 20 kills at a time. I couldn't give you a good reason of why I didn't want to play with her. But at the same time, I said, hey, I'll do it. And it was a good it was a good experience. Dropping kills, carrying the game, you know, and it's just you you know, a lot of players have to break that mindset of just that, you know what, just because they're a girl that they can't play. And, you know, you can't really say that. You know, we see people like Jeter dropping 40 kills on somebody. Letnick could drop 30 kills on, you know, we see these girls playing so good. Just Snipes, all of them.
Is this the same Letnick, which famously beat Nick Merckx?
Yes, that's the same girl.
I mean, come on, man.
That ended Nick's career. So
at this point, like, if females are out here retiring Nick Merckx, you got to give them a shot at some point, right? So I'm excited for the all-female show match. That's for sure. Really get to see, you know, what they've got. In terms of your prediction for that one, do you think North American is going to come out on top, or North America rather is going to come out on top, or?
Well, you know, I'm Team USA, right?
I know, but you can't be biased.
Okay, yeah, you're right. I can't be biased. So looking at the
he's going to come out with an American flag wrapped around his shoulders.
But if they was playing against a team full of European females, would you be biased?
I mean,
yeah, okay, exactly.
Maybe.
That's what I thought.
Maybe a little bit.
That's what I thought.
All right,
okay.
Fair
Anywho,
enough.
but you know, but like I said, you know, as far as the actual matchup goes, a lot of these girls are dirty. You know, when I look at this, the American girl roster, Just Snipes, I've been playing with Just Snipes since 2007. Okay. You know, the girl can snipe her ass off and destroy anybody that she wants to, and she's been doing it for years, and she's been doing it on the pro circuit as well. Jeter's been slaying people, Letnick's been slaying people, and this will be the first time that I actually get to see the Latin American girls in action here.
I was going to ask you that. Have you seen any of this talent? But apparently not. I am curious to see, can they come out and slay? Because I have heard a lot about some of these North American females. A lot of people, like, just like you've been saying there, but saying, no, these girls are good. Like, don't just think, oh, you know, they're girls, they can't play. They definitely can. As I believe we are actually jumping straight back into the European 2K final. Apologies for that slight delay, but everyone back in the game now. As Epsilon again 5-3 up here in map number 2. Just 2 more rounds, and they will be your European 2K champions. Crazed. I mean, he's just been an animal all series, really. 26 kills, 4 away from dropping 30 here in map number 2. D2 has had to back himself up, potentially just into a bit of a corner there, but looks as if he will fall as well.
And we see Epsilon out the gate, just coming out with the aggression and just destroying members of Vitality. And those respawn timers will be at about 14 seconds here. Vitality, they're coming off a respawn, but Epsilon already in with the domination. That was early round for these guys. And once again, they're going to be on the brink of victory here and possibly a 2-0 finish. Vitality is going to come down to this weapon placement to see if they can bring them back in it.
I mean, what do you do in this situation? We've seen so many teams when their back's against the wall, they do. Okay. I was gonna say, it tilts me, though. It tilts me so much that you wait till you're 1 round away from being knocked out to put something big down.
Yeah.
It tilts me beyond belief. I'm not saying, okay, you lose round 1, you should put a boom down.
Yeah.
That's not what I'm saying. But it's just so consistent. It's the last round. It's like, oh, they're at match point. Put something big down. Panic. It just doesn't seem like a consistent way of playing.
I think that you should, you know, me personally, that you should base your strategies off of these big weapons early on the map. You should base your strategy. So initially, you see all these teams, they come out with a base setup and they're just fighting for angles, fighting for control points of the map, right? You know, typically in Gears of War with execution, you fought around big weapons on the map, and that's how you base your strategy, okay? Well, create those execution scenarios. Put those big weapons out on the map and then go run your 4-1s or your 3-2s. Do whatever you got to do. But I feel like you should kind of start that off early, so when you're progressing round by round, then you start placing everything to adjust around that focal point. So, you know, you see Splice, they set the boom shot out, right? Then after that, they started to place weapons around the maps. Okay, how can we better get this boom shot after that? And you do that with a few different weapons, come with some strategies, and you take this meta to the next level. But you know, that's my tip for you guys out there, okay, who's going to Columbus. You know, think about your strategies outside the box.
Yeah, again,
you know,
turn the box into a circle.
Don't have your weapon placements be so reactive late in the game. Well, actually, that's what you kind of want them to be. You want them to be reactive weapon placements, but kind of start yourself off with a foundation here.
Give yourself an advantage. That's the point of weapon placement. Essentially, you can give the losing team an advantage.
And, you know, that's why like you said before, once again, with Splice, why they're so good with placing that boom shot down, their strats revolve around the boom shot being on the map.
Right.
You know, so that's why they make sure that they put it down. And you see them when American teams play, American teams make sure, hey, we're going to block this spawn because we know that we're going to block off half their strats here.
Exactly. And
but
it's very smart way to play.
Yeah, but yeah, you do that for about good 3-4 weapons. Do that for boom, drop shot, snipe. you know, when it comes down to actually placing on a certain area of the map, come up with strats around that, and, you know, focus on putting them down early, then progress around after that, because, you know, it's going to take the enemy team a few rounds to already adjust to what you're doing, you know?
Yep.
It's like, you think about it like this way. It's like, you know, you're playing gridlock, but, you know, the enemy team, they're expecting, you know, the boom, they're basing strategies around a boom shot down low, but you put the boom shot in snipe tower and they're not even seeing it coming, you know? You just got to be unorthodox.
Exactly that, especially against some of the best teams. It's been traditional throughout any esport. You know, when the kind of underdog goes against the heavy favorite, a consistent way of beating them is to just throw them off guard. You know, try and do some things which are, as you said, unconventional.
I would probably say that's the one thing I just miss about not playing is actually coming up with strategies.
Nerding out.
Yeah. Just actually sitting there going over strategies. You know, I still get a chance to watch film, but actually just going over strategies and breaking things down. I just love that part so much more.
Absolutely, it's extremely fun. I'm gonna lie.
And we're going to see a relatively even matchup here. And it's going to come down to the fight over this neutral hill because both teams is relatively even. It looks like Epsilon's going to edge this one out as they're killing 3 members here of Vitality. And that's going to be actually the 4th member. And they're going to pull away here with that slight lead and 2-cap advantage. And we're going to see Epsilon come out once again with a victory up here in this EU match.